Are you looking for a new acoustic guitar? Well, we've got our hands on the brand new re-release Celebrity Deluxe. We're going to put it through its paces just for you guys right here on GearGasms. People loved Ovation guitars back in the day. I know I had one in the 90s. I gigged with it extensively. Ovation went away a few years ago after being bought and sold by several different companies. I got this for my son for Christmas. He's been wanting an acoustic guitar. He always loved the Ovation that I used to have. So I got him one of the brand new ones. We're going to secretly unbox it. We're going to tune it up. We're going to play it. We're going to make sure everything is where it should be. We're going to give it a quick review, a quick demo, and then back in the box until Christmas. This video, of course, will not appear until after Christmas because we didn't want to spoil the surprise. Okay, kids, we're going to dig into this box. All right, opening up the box, what do we have? And, of course, we have another box. And boom. Now the actual Ovation box, still hermetically sealed for your protection. Now that the box is open, it is sub-boxed inside here. You won't be able to see it. I've learned the hard way over the years to unbox things as gingerly as I can. Alright kids, we've tuned it up, stretched it out a little bit, and we'll start with the good. The good is, it was shipped about a step and a half down, so it was shipped with some tension. It also feels really great. It seems to intonate well all the way up the neck. It's not really ugly up there. Seems really good at the 12th fret. The action is even. Again, like I said, the neck is kind of thin, but here's the bad. I think the action's too low. Maybe it needs a truss rod adjustment. As long as you play it really easy. Very gently. But if you give it anything, we have fret buzz. Or maybe finger picking. Let's see how that goes. Yeah, it's still crunchy. But anyway, kind of disappointed because it sounds really good and feels really good. Like I say, all of the construction, everything's great. I don't see any glue spill. I don't see any finish issues. The wood is perfect. And like I say, it's just a gorgeous guitar. The binding's really well done. It's 3-ply all the way around the outside of the body. I can't find a single thing not to love about this guitar except it's just a little crunchy, so I'm hoping we can get that fixed. Alright, it's been a couple of weeks. I know in the last video clip we saw how the guitar was super buzzy, especially from the 3rd fret to about the 12th fret. I was concerned that maybe the guitar was kind of dry because it was shipped from Nevada. But so what I ended up doing is, it's actually a couple weeks later now, and I took this guitar and I took a leap of faith, did some research. I've never turned a truss rod in my life, and so what I ended up doing is, it has a very convenient hole on the back. There's more wood under this top to sort of support this neck. Well, there's a channel in it, and you just fish the wrench right up in there, and I was able to turn the truss rod. Now, because it was buzzing, I decided the neck was too tight, and I did a little lefty-loosey. I ended up turning it. I humidified this guitar for a couple of days, let it drink some water. I turned it a quarter turn, and then about another half-quarter turn. I let it sit for a day. It still was better, but it wasn't all the way there. And then I did another quarter turn and let it sit for a couple more days and pulled it back out, and it seems to be in pretty good shape. The neck feels super smooth, almost has an electric feel to it. We've gotten the buzz out of it. And I think this thing is ready to go. First impressions, it's well made. I don't see any sign of poor workmanship. It came shipped with D'Addario coated strings. I'm not really sure. I've never used those before. Actually has a QC card where they set the it tells you where they set the string heights. Of course, that's all been blown to shit now because I've turned the truss rod. But I think from how I feel about it, it has good action. The heights are right. And it certainly is intonated well all the way up the neck. Got a spruce top, I do believe. You actually see like a little bit of grain in it, a little bit of flame. Several different kinds of wood surround all these funky little sound holes. One of the interesting things about this particular setup is apparently if you add the area of all these circles, all these sound holes, it's about the same amount of area that would be in the center if you had a center sound hole. But one thing that's interesting about it is because they've moved the sound holes off to the bouts of the guitar and away from the center, the top of this thing is braced a little differently than a lot of acoustic guitars, and in my opinion it makes the top a lot more solid. You're highly unlikely to have this thing bow up on you. I'll play a little bit for you and see how it sounds. Still sustaining. Can you hear that? I hope so. Of course, you can't pick up an Ovation. Something about it makes you just want to go. I'm a cowboy. Let's talk about intonation. This thing, I've checked the intonation. It's pretty damn good all the way up the neck, which is a good thing because acoustic guitars are a little bit more tricky to mess with the intonation on. That's not like a tunematic bridge where you can like roll the saddles back and forth. But it's pretty spot on. One of the things I use like to test it is I'll play fretted strings against open strings. Anybody waiting for some more stupid, cliched acoustic guitar riffs? I'll give you one. Alright kids, we brought this thing into the live room. We're going to plug it in. I've got all EQs at noon, to borrow a phrase from my buddy Mark Agnesi. It's got a 3-band EQ. I've got them all flat. I've got the volume up to about 9 o'clock. I'll play the same thing that I did unplugged so you get an idea. One thing I like about it, just naturally for me, and it reminds me when I used to gig with this guitar, is because of the shape of it, it kind of tilts up towards you a little bit rather than laying flat this way, so you're not reaching around it. It's kind of presenting itself to you. It's acquiescing to your desire to play it instead of having to do a forced reach around. My fat belly also sort of exacerbates that particular effect with the guitar. I should mention too, there's no effects on the guitar through the PA. It's straight in. There's no DI. It's straight out of the asshole of this guitar. As you can see where it plugs in the back, straight into the PA.
Living on sponge cake, watching the sun bake, all those tourists covered with oil, strumming my son 6-string on front porch swing. Smell them shrimp, they're beginning to boil. Wasting away again here on YouTube. Searching for subscribers every day.
In case you want to monkey around, you think you're an acoustic lead player, you can get up high and do all your wheedly and do bends.
I seem to recognize your face, haunting, familiar, yet I can't seem to place it. Cannot find a candle of thought, light your name, lifetimes of tension of me.
Well, for my final conclusion on the Ovation Celebrity Deluxe, for less than $500, it's a whole lot of guitar. This thing came pretty well set up, ready to go out of the box, despite the truss rod adjustments that it needed to be done. It was super playable, it stays in tune well, it sounds great through a PA, it's certainly durable, it's a great looking guitar, the neck feels fantastic, it's certainly good for players who are used to electric guitars, the neck has a great electric feel. I can't find any flaws, particularly when you take the price into consideration, this guitar at all. There is not a damn thing wrong with it. It's amazing. It plays really well. I actually enjoyed playing it in my PA. I didn't want to put it down. I'm not saying it's going to unseat my Taylor from its throne anytime soon. By the way, I wore this Taylor shirt just to kind of be an asshole. Sorry, Ovation. The 3-band EQ is absolutely usable and functional. This thing sounds good plugged into a PA. The built-in tuner is a nice addition. No more snarks on the headstocks. This in no way is a starter guitar. It's not a beginner guitar. It's an absolutely professional instrument. You could gig with it. There are no dead spots. There are no issues. This was an absolutely fun, beautiful guitar to play. My hat's off to Ovation, even though I don't wear hats. Although I probably should because my hair is just a mess. So for less than $500 US, the Ovation Celebrity Deluxe is a whole lot of acoustic guitar. If you like this video, please subscribe. Please, we need subscribers. I don't care about if you punch the like button. Who gives a crap? Like it or dislike it, that doesn't put money in my pocket, doesn't feed my kids. I need subscribers. In addition to subscribing, I hope you leave comments. I absolutely love comments. I try to answer every comment I get. I don't get a whole lot right now, and once I start getting a lot of comments, I'm sure I'll ghost on your asses, just like I did like an ex-girlfriend. She was ugly and her breath stunk. But for right now, where I'm not getting a lot of comments, you bet your darn Skippy I'll answer every one of them. Make sure you tune in here every week. We'll always have something brand new for you guys. I'm Alan Barnes, your host, and we'll see you next time on GearGasms.